Hello students. So today in this video we'll learn about distance and displacement. In physics, when you measure or when you describe the motion of any object, the basic terms we use is distance and displacement. So today in this video we are going to learn about distance and displacement. So here first thing, distance. What is distance? Distance is the actual path traveled from initial point to the final point by an object. So here you can see the actual path traveled from initial point to the final point by an object is called distance. And how do we define displacement? Displacement is the shortest path that can be traveled or measured from the initial point to the final point by an object is called displacement. So here these are the definitions we can learn about distance and displacement. So here distance and displacement, distance we can say it is the longest path, or displacement we can say it is the shortest path. So now here if you observe in this, A and B. So A and B are the 2 points we are taking. A is the starting point or the initial point, and B is the final point or the ending point. So here A and B. Suppose if an object is at point A and if it wants to go to point B, then in how many ways it can go from A to B? So there the object which is at point A can move to the point B in any of the direction. It can move either in this direction and reach B, or it can go in this direction and reach B, or in any of the desired direction it can go and reach point B. Suppose if you take for example a butterfly, 2 flowers are there. Think A and B are the 2 flowers. Suppose if the butterfly is flying from flower A to B, it can fly in any of the desired direction and reach the other point A to B. But what is the shortest path it can move from A to B? It is along a straight line directly from A to B. So that is what we are going to learn about distance and displacement. So what we have seen, distance is the actual path or the longest path that is covered from A to B, and displacement is the shortest path from A to B. So here in this example you can see, in this example we can see, so just the motion of that butterfly I am taking along a semicircle. So suppose if that object or the butterfly is moving from A to B, it can move in 2 ways, directly from A to B along a straight line or in a semicircular path A to B. Suppose if you take the radius of the semicircle formed is as 7 meters. So how do we calculate the circumference of circle? That is given by 2 pi r. Now the object is moving along the semicircular path, then the semicircle circumference can be given by pi r. Then in such case the distance between A to B, distance between A to B actual path can be calculated as pi r. Pi value we are taking it as 22 by 7 into 7. So if you just cancel out 7 ones are 7 ones are, the distance between A to B we can calculate at 22 meters. Now next one we are having displacement. So displacement is the shortest path from A to B. So how you are going from A to B? That we can take it as AO plus OB. AO plus OB, or that is 7 meters plus 7 meters. So totally what we are getting? 14 meters. So displacement we are getting it as 14 meters. And you can get it perfectly by one more example if you understand here. So in this example you can see, suppose the object is at point P, that we take it as initial point, and if it wants to go to final point R. So in such case, in how many ways it can move from P to R? So that one path will take it along PQ plus QR, and another path it can move directly from P to R. So in such case, the distance traveled we can measure it as PQ plus QR. PQ is 6 meters, QR is 10 meters, so 10 plus 6, what we get? 16 meters. And displacement is directly from P to R, shortest path, and that is 8 meters. So in these 2 examples if you observe here, distance is 22 meters, whereas displacement you are getting it as 14 meters. And in this example, if you observe, distance is 16 meters and displacement is 8 meters. So from this, what do we understand? That distance is the longest path and displacement is the shortest path. Now one more example we can use to know about the distance traveled and displacement. Now the object is at point O. If it is moving from O to P, suppose the object is moving from O to P, then again it moves from P to Q, and back from Q it moves back to point R. In such case, what is the distance traveled and displacement? So how can you calculate here? Object is starting from O, moving to P, P to Q, Q to R. Then in such case, the distance traveled, we can write it as OP plus PQ plus QP plus PR. So now distance traveled, OP, what is the length we have? 20 meters. And PQ, P to Q, so what is the length we are getting here? 25 meters. And if it is moving back, Q to P, what is this length? 25 meters. And P to R, so that is 5 meters. So total, what is the distance traveled by the object? That we get it as 75 meters. Then if you are calculating displacement, so here what is the starting point we have, children? Starting point is O, initial point. What is the final point where that object is ending its motion? That is at point R. Then what is the shortest distance O to R? That we have OR as 15 meters. But if you are calculating that numerically, then how can you calculate that? O to P, P to Q, Q to P, P to R. But here, observe carefully, OP, we are taking it as 20 meters. PQ, we are taking it as 25 meters. QP, here you can observe, children, the object, once if it is moving in forward direction, we are taking with the plus sign. But once the object reverses or changes its direction in the opposite direction, there the measurement of length we are taking along with the negative sign. So here you can see we are taking it as minus 25 meters. QP is minus 25 meters and PR is minus 5 meters. That is P to R. It is moving in left side direction. So left side means there its length we are taking along with direction. So that is minus 5 meters. Then what do we get? The displacement 20 meters plus 25 meters minus 25 meters minus 5 meters. We get displacement as 15 meters. In this example also you can observe, children, distance traveled is 75 meters whereas displacement is 15 meters. So this also shows that distance is the longest path and displacement is the shortest path. And here one more thing you can observe, distance traveled is always positive whereas displacement can be positive, negative or it can be zero. So now what are the things we have discussed in this video? That will once revise that. Distance and displacement. The difference we can write distance and displacement. Distance is the actual path between the initial and final point, whereas displacement is the shortest path between initial and final point. Distance traveled, it is just a numerical value and is always positive. Displacement, it is a numerical value along with direction. It can be positive, negative or zero. Distance, since here we are not considering any direction, so we can say distance is a scalar quantity. Displacement, here along with the numerical value we are also considering direction, so we can say that displacement is a vector quantity and both distance and displacement are measured in meter. So its SI unit, standard unit of measurement is meter. So this concept of distance and displacement is useful for you children when you are describing motion in physics. Thank you.